Good morning to all. Today, the topic for presentation is impact of comorbidities on peak troponin levels and mortality in acute myocardial infarction. And this was first published in 26 February 2020. And my moderator is Dr. Prajwal sir. Coming to objectives, to characterize peak cardiac troponin levels in patients presenting with acute myocardial infarction according to their comorbid condition and determine the influence of peak cardiac troponin levels on mortality. Introduction. The use of cardiac troponin as a protein marker of acute myocardial infarction is now the cornerstone for establishing the diagnosis of MI. Following acute MI, systemic concentrations of cardiac troponin rises and their peak levels correlate with the infarct size and has excellent prognostic value. Patients with NSTEMI have multiple comorbidities which may affect the systemic concentrations of cardiac troponin I and cardiac troponin T. Patients with prior coronary artery disease, chronic heart failure, COPD, presenting with acute MI reportedly have lower peak cardiac troponin levels compared with patients without the respective comorbidities. The relevance of lower peak troponin levels in these patients have not been studied yet. Previous studies have demonstrated a linear and graded relationship of peak cardiac troponin and mortality in patients presenting with acute MI. To characterize peak cardiac troponin levels in common comorbid conditions and determine the impact of these varying cardiac troponin levels on mortality in acute MI, this large population-based study across the UK was conducted. Study population. It included all patients with hospitalization for acute coronary syndrome between January 2003 and June 2013 from the Myocardial Infarction National Audit. MINAP was linked to the Office of National Statistics, providing mortality data at 180 days post-discharge. Patients missing data on peak troponin and those with prior CABG surgery were excluded from the analysis. CABG can significantly influence peak levels of cardiac troponin and the infarct size. To evaluate the relationship between comorbidity, peak cardiac troponin, and the mortality, we restricted the analysis to patients with NSTEMI as the peak cardiac troponin levels have greater therapeutic implications in the management of this group as compared with STEMI, where primary percutaneous intervention is the standard of care regardless of cardiac troponin value. Three sets of analyses were performed for the outcome of 180-day all-cause mortality. First one, to investigate whether any differences in peak cardiac troponin levels associated with a specific comorbidity had an impact on the risk of death before and after adjustment of peak cardiac troponin levels. Peak cardiac troponin was further categorized into quartiles for each specific comorbidity and adjusted mortality was estimated for each category. They used cubic splines with 3 nodes for the overall analysis in NSTEMI to evaluate the nonlinear association between the peak cardiac troponin level and the risk of death at 180 days for each of the comorbidities. Data for 180-day all-cause mortality were presented as adjusted odds ratio, that is adjusted for age, sex, smoking status, and the comorbidities like COPD, CKD, hypertension, previous MI, etc. This is the study from January 2003 to June 2013. About 6,57,376 patients were studied, and from that, previous CABG patients and lack of data on the type of cardiac troponin assay and the missing peak cardiac troponin by patients were excluded. And among the patients from the final analysis cohort, patients were classified into STEMI, unstable angina, and NSTEMI. And for them, cardiac troponin I, T, and highly sensitive troponin T was measured. In all 6,57,307 patients with acute coronary syndrome were identified in MENA database between January 2003 and June 2013. Among the patients admitted, 32 patients of the patients presented with STEMI and 49.9% with non-STEMI and 18.1% had unstable angina. This is the baseline characteristics of patients presenting with acute myocardial infarction in the UK. Here we can see that most of the patients belongs to the NSTEMI group, and most of them were elderly, more than 81 years. Most of them were males, most of them were smokers, hypertensive, diabetic, and dyslipidemic. In patients with NSTEMI, those with COPD, previous angina, previous MMA, cerebrovascular disease, and chronic heart failure had significantly lower adjusted difference in peak cardiac troponin levels. There was no significant difference in the adjusted peak cardiac troponin I levels in patients with diabetes mellitus, peripheral arterial disease, and chronic kidney disease. Similarly, in patients whose cardiac troponin T was measured, a similar association was seen for COPD and chronic heart failure. This is the graph showing influence of comorbidities on peak troponin and 180-day mortality. Here the arrow mark we can see that is COPD, previous MI, previous angina, and chronic heart failure patients. We can see that the adjusted percentage difference in the peak troponin levels were more negative in them, that is minus 21.7, minus 13.5, minus 24.2 in these patients, and minus 28 in case of chronic heart failure. Similarly, we can see that the star mark shows peripheral vascular disease, chronic kidney disease, and diabetes mellitus. We can see that the adjusted percentage difference in peak troponin levels were much lower, that is 5.8, 4.4, and 0.3. Similarly, in NSTEM with TROP-T, we can see that COPD patients and chronic heart failure shows a similar findings, that is minus 22.7 and minus 9.1. In patients with ST elevation myocardial infarction, after adjustment for age, sex, smoking status, MI location, and other comorbidities, a similar pattern was observed. Peak cardiac troponin I was lower for patients with previous angina, previous MI, and chronic heart failure compared with patients with ST elevation myocardial infarction without the respective comorbidity. In the case of cardiac troponin T, peak levels were found to be lower for previous angina, previous MI, chronic heart failure, and with COPD. There was no significant differences in the adjusted peak cardiac troponin I and T levels in patients with diabetes mellitus, peripheral arterial disease, and cerebrovascular disease. Next is the risk of 180-day mortality with each comorbidity before and after adjustment of peak troponin. In patients with NSTEMI, almost all comorbidities were associated with increased risk of death at 180 days after adjustment for age, sex, smoking status, etc. After adjusting for peak cardiac troponin levels, odds shows this risk for risk of death for each comorbidity at 180 days did not change substantially for all the comorbidities. In patients with STEMI, a similar pattern was observed. This is the another diagram which is showing influence of comorbidities on peak troponin and 180-day mortality. Here we can see that the arrow mark shows that is previous MI, previous angina, and the chronic heart failure patients. We can see that the adjusted percentage difference in peak troponin levels were more, that is minus 20.4, minus 20.4, and minus 26.7. Similarly, in other patients, that is the star mark shows peripheral arterial disease, cerebrovascular disease, and the diabetic patients. The adjusted percentage difference in peak troponin levels is lower. Next is ST elevation myocardial infarction with the TROP-T levels. Similarly, we can see that COPD patients, previous MI, previous angina, and the chronic heart failure patients, that is the arrow mark shows that it's minus 14.7, minus 18.6, minus 13.2, and minus 24.8 It is much lower. Comparing to patients with peripheral arterial disease, cerebrovascular disease, and diabetes, we can see that the values are 4.5, 15.2, and 5.7. That is much lower. Next is relationship between peak troponin and mortality, stratified by comorbidities in patients with NSTEMI, the result of spline analysis. It shows that there was a clear positive association between between peak cardiac troponin I and 180-day mortality for most of the comorbidities, and no such relationship was observed for cardiac troponin T. This is the diagram showing risk of this one cardiac troponin I with CKD, COPD, and chronic heart failure, and with history of angina. This the red line shows the positive association. Here we can see that there is a clear-cut positive relationship between the cardiac troponin I levels and the corresponding comorbidities. This is the diagram showing cardiac troponin I, cardiac troponin T with different comorbidities. Here we can see that there is no any association between these two. Next is influence of comorbidities on peak high sensitivity troponin T in patients presenting with acute coronary syndrome. Here we can the arrow mark shows the COPD, previous angina, previous MI, and chronic heart failure. Here we can see that the adjusted percentage difference in peak troponin levels are much lower. That is minus 26.5 in case of COPD, and in case of previous angina it is 35 minus 35.3, and this is much significant. Next is subgroup analysis in CKD patients, and in this they included 2,77,071 patients with serum creatinine values for this analysis, and GFR was calculated using CKD epicohort equation. In patients with acute MI, adjusted percentage difference in peak troponin was significantly higher in CKD stages 3B, 4, and 5 when compared with CKD stage 1. There was no evidence of interaction between CKD severity and peak troponin for the outcome of 180-day mortality. Major findings of this study includes, that is first one, in patients presenting with acute MI and COPD, previous angina, previous MI, and chronic heart failure, pre-cardiac troponin levels were significantly lower compared with patients without the respective comorbidity, and the results for highly sensitive troponin T, although limited by the sample size, revealed similar trends. Among the comorbidities analyzed, the quantum of change in cardiac troponin T was highest for patients with CKD as compared without CKD, and there was a significant impact of CKD severity on the degree of cardiac troponin elevation. All comorbidities were associated with an increased risk of mortality in acute MI. And the last is cardiac troponin I had a stronger association with mortality than cardiac troponin T for most of the comorbidities analyzed. This is a diagram showing the increased risk of mortality with increase in stages or severity of CKD. Coming to CKD, there is multiple mechanisms have been postulated for the elevation of cardiac troponin. A. Decrease renal clearance as the cardiac troponins are high molecular weight compounds. Next is B. Increase left ventricular mass. Next is LV dysfunction or subclinical CAD, resulting in increased membrane permeability and cardiac troponin leaks. Next, coming to chronic heart failure, they have lower peak cardiac troponin levels and high mortality. Patients with ischemic cardiomyopathy have reduced viable myocardium. Poor myocardial reserve in this group of patients therefore will explain the high mortality in these patients. And endogenous protective mechanism following ischemia or reperfusion injury could be attenuated in patients with ventricular remodeling or clinical heart failure. Next is COPD, previous MI, and previous angina. The low peak cardiac troponin level in these patients is due to multiple reasons. That is, patients with prior CAD are more likely have been prescribed drugs for secondary prevention, which could have influenced the infarct size. The phenomenon of ischemic preconditioning may be an innate protective physiological mechanism for lower peak cardiac troponin, MR, COPD, previous MI, and angina comorbidities. The chronic hypoxic state in patients with COPD may precondition the myocardium to become more resistant to future infarcts. Next, coming to clinical implications. In patients with NSTEMI, implementation of guideline recommended treatment depends on the extent of cardiac troponin elevation. That is, patients with intermediate to major elevation are more likely to receive guideline directed therapy as compared with those with minor elevations. Next is the findings suggested that the patient with acute MI with specific comorbidities and lower peak cardiac troponin levels may still have a poorer prognosis, and clinicians should refrain from being reassured by the lower peak cardiac troponin levels in these patients with acute MI. Conversely, a higher peak cardiac troponin levels may be less informative in the setting of CKD, especially stage 3B and higher. Conclusion. This large nationwide analysis of patients presenting with acute MI in the UK suggests that comorbidities significantly affect peak cardiac troponin levels. Comorbidities should be taken into consideration while interpreting cardiac troponin in the setting of acute MI, as the prognostication varies based on patients' pre-existing comorbid illness. Thank you.